How good is this game cover for PUBG?
No, I usually know who kills me.
What does it say? Oh, I have no idea who just killed me.
That's more Rainbow Six Siege.
Mm.
Because it's like, I did not know that they could see me from that angle.
Yeah, there's like a little hole in the door that you had no idea was there. It could have just been the pattern of the wood, but there was a guy aiming at you.
Oh, that little hole looks kind of... Wait, Matt, are you half Mexican or half Spanish? Mexican, right?
I mean, all Mexicans are technically Spanish.
Yeah, but like, there are people that hail from España.
No, it's Mexican.
Gastarop up here.
I'm trying to think if there are any Mexican operators. I don't think so. I think they're just Spanish.
They don't wear sombreros.
No, Matt. And the Korean operators don't throw kimchi at their enemies either.
Man,
What kind of unracist game is this?
Jesus, right? Welcome back. It is episode 34 of the Control Salt Delete podcast. It's did I say episode 34? I did, right?
you did.
You did.
Okay,
man.
good. Anyway, it is Friday, March 30th as of this recording. It is the end of the month. How do you guys feel about March?
Kind of lackluster games release wise, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could say it was madness.
Yeah, I would say overall pretty bad month for me as well. Just like felt like not a lot of change, and I was sick for a long part of this month, like a pretty big chunk of this month. So I'm finally getting over it. But yeah, it's good to see you guys here.
We are here.
Peter Park speaking into this particular microphone, and we got Matt in his particular microphone. Hi, Matt.
That's over here, by the way.
Hey, Matt, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Yeah. And to my left's particular microphone, that doesn't make sense. Doesn't make any sense. We got Tony. How's it going, Tony?
Hi, it's going fine.
It's good. Good. Yeah. I don't know, man. What are you? Well, okay. So I left my phone charger at Matt's place last time we recorded, and he's disassembling it, which is great. But yeah, March. I'm kind of glad it's done. I'm ready for some April showers because I'm feeling kind of gross.
Well, it rained a lot in March.
Yeah,
but
it actually rained a pretty good amount.
I know. I just wanted to say April showers.
Yeah.
But do they bring the Mayflowers?
Is April a particularly rainy month? Is that why they call it April showers?
In places that have actual seasons, yes.
I guess as Californians, we have like the least amount of variation in weather, I suppose.
Yeah.
We basically have spring and summer.
Like Southern Californians in particular too. Like,
although this year we had winter for excuse
whoa!
me.
Wow! Your voice kind of went into the grog zone.
We had winter for like a week.
We had winter.
You're like a 6-pack smoker for like 3 seconds there.
Where you keep the cigarettes?
Jesus.
Remember that from Dick and Jane?
No.
What's Dick and Jane?
Fun with Dick and Jane.
What's fun with Dick and Jane?
Well, it was a.
Well, I want to say it's a movie.
It is Jim Carrey and Tia Leone.
I don't remember it.
It's really good.
I probably watched it at some point if it is a Jim Carrey flick. It does sound familiar.
As Alec Baldwin
Anyways.
too.
What's the plot?
He works for a really great company that the CEO tanks on purpose and drains the pension fund for all of their employees and just kills off all of the employment for everybody. So Dick...
This is a comedy, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So Dick
It's actually a horror.
starts stealing things. It's really funny. Then they find a loophole in the pension thing.
So this is kind of like an Office Space kind of deal in a way?
No.
No? Okay, great.
I have it.
Now
We'll
I know.
watch it.
Oh, no.
It's good.
Anyway, let's just talk about our weeks. How's that sound?
All right.
Good start. I'll just talk about mine because it's real brief. This
it.
week kind of sucked. I've been like feeling still pretty low, pretty shitty. I've been getting a lot of sleep, but still feeling very sleepless. there is some sort of rodent / bird in my roof / attic space that appears to be running and roaming and nestling around up in the attic space when I'm trying to sleep. And it wakes me up at night. We did call an exterminator, and they're going to come at some point to check it out.
Okay, I was going to say. It's been a while.
But yeah, it's starting to get into my walls, and if I feel like I'm going crazy, but like sometimes I feel like it's on my actual floor. Yeah, like I feel like I've heard scurrying in my room, and I've gone up and like turned on my flashlight and looked around the room, and there's nothing. There's no holes or nothing.
It's probably just because it's close to your walls and everything. It just echoes a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I'm hoping, and that there aren't like rats crawling around me as I sleep. So
That'd be good.
Yeah, that would be pretty good.
Yeah.
So there's that. Also, my family, or my brother, my mom, and I decided to do a 1 week Lent, even though Lent is already over for this past week. And my mom gave up mobile games because she's addicted to Panda Pop. Yep. Addicted to Panda Pop. Yep. She's like level 1,000 something in that game. And yeah, she's addicted to Panda Pop. And my brother gave up coffee because Daniel is
I automatically lose.
Daniel is a coffee aficionado. And he likes to do the pour, like he knows how to do pour overs, which is like a very specific technique of brewing coffee, which is very intense. And yeah, so he's been doing that. He gave it up for this week. And what kind of tortures him is that other people in the house have been drinking coffee still.
Oh,
and you know how the smell of coffee is like very
so
intense.
Good.
Yeah, so like it drives him fucking crazy. So I'm not sure how he's doing it because I personally don't really drink coffee that often because I feel like coffee for me doesn't really work that well. I'm not sure.
I cannot function as a human being.
I'm not sure what it is. Like I feel wired, but I could still go to sleep. Like I know that doesn't really make any sense. Like I feel like it's like the sensation of like energy in my brain sort of, but my body
focus.
But my body is still like fucking tired as shit. And like there are times where I've straight up taken a nap after drinking coffee, you know?
Well, yes, that is true. That will happen to anybody, really. If you're that tired, no amount of caffeine is gonna.
But it's weird. Like sometimes I'll have 8 hours of sleep, right? Which is, I think, more than average at this point, right?
It's supposed to be what you get.
And I drank a cup of coffee, and I just fucking was exhausted as shit still. So, and another thing I don't like about coffee is that it makes my body very good at digesting and spewing out food out of my asshole. So. The pooping.
It's good for that.
And I don't know, like I know it's that way for most people who drink coffee, but for me, I don't know what it is. But like I feel like literally 2 or 3 minutes after drinking coffee, I just need a fucking shit like a howitzer. It's like it's bad.
Howitzer, huh?
Yeah, howitzer.
I forgot the statistic, but it's something like 15 or 20% of people it affects that strongly.
That I think I am that percentage.
But
yeah,
It's like a laxative.
So my brother gave up coffee, my mom gave up mobile games, and I decided to give up fast food.
Hey.
And holy shit, was that fucking difficult. I never realized how strongly the urges to like go at midnight to buy like
How'd you
a
feel?
cheeseburger. Well, I mean, I was also sick and tired, and I decided to work out again starting this week. So like,
So I'm sure you felt sick and tired.
I felt like garbage, and like sometimes I just wanted to go to like my comfort food space, which was just like burgers, and I couldn't because I gave it up. So what I would do instead is eat an apple, which let's just say does not hit the spot quite like a huge dose of sodium and fat does.
Well,
but it keeps the doctor away.
I still feel like I'm dying, so well, I mean, whatever. Yeah, but that's pretty much my week. I think I'm finally starting to feel better. My stream schedule has been all over the place just because like I sometimes have felt just too ill or too out of energy to actually stream. But you know, I'm starting to stream at least once every other day, something like that. But yeah, that's pretty much been my week. What about you, Matt?
Trying to think. Okay, so
You had a week, right? Still thinking about it?
I don't know. I'm trying to remember what I did on the weekend because that's usually where things happen, and I can't think of anything right now. Hold on, give me just a second. But I can talk about the rest of the week.
We hung out.
Do you want me to start with
we
Tony,
did.
or do you want to talk
No,
about
no.
the rest of your week first?
No, we hung out on Sunday. That's what we did.
Did we? I don't remember.
Yes.
Is that
we
why you
did.
didn't mention it?
Holy shit! I actually did not remember to talk about that.
Yeah. Well, anyways, so yeah, the three of us hung out. We played the very good but nearly always impossible board game of Robinson Crusoe. And,
That game is fucking
so
hard. How did
Yeah.
we lose again? I died?
yeah, you died.
Great.
And that was the one that was left outside the camp, and you died.
Yeah. So in that game, for those that do not already know, which is probably a lot of you, you can assign your people to do 1 or 2 tasks at a time. If you assign your person to do 1 task, they're like guaranteed to succeed.
It's a survival game.
It's a survival game. But if you split them up and make them do 2 tasks, they have a chance of failing at both of them. And you roll dice to see what happens, and most of the time something bad happens.
Most of the time, something bad happened to me, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got really lucky a couple of times with just like foraging for food and stuff, but like every time Peter or Tony rolled the dice, it's just like, well, I took damage. I have to draw a card that does bad things.
Yep. Now I'm
And
poisoned.
I did not actually do the thing I was trying to do.
And not only is it like we get a card that does a bad thing, that card would come back to do another bad thing.
Yeah, so in the main mechanic in that game is a lot of the cards, like, let's say you're out foraging for food. Like, the card will say, you see animal tracks near this dead carcass, but you decide to take it anyways. Put this card in the deck and wait for it to come back. And then when it comes back, it's like, wolves found out you took their food and are pissed and kill you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, stuff like that. And I think the goal that we were trying to do is just the first one, which was build a big enough fire so that the people can see us off the coast and save us, kind of a thing. And I think we built maybe
A third?
for a fifth of a fire.
Was it a fifth? Oh, God.
And then you
Yeah.
died. And I was like, oh, man.
It was like a fifth of the fire, and we had like 3 or 4 more days to actually finish building the fire, which is like
probably would have never
fucking
happened anyway.
impossible.
we were too focused on trying to survive, which, to be fair, it's fair.
And we failed at that.
I mean, yeah, but it's really hard to survive in that game.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we played it too safe or we played it too risky. I kind of feel like if we played it too safe, we just wouldn't have enough time to or enough resources to actually build up a fire. But if we played it too risky, we're just getting shit on by the deck.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
That's Robinson Crusoe Z-Man games, right?
Yeah, Z-Man games.
And
So
I also felt like my carpenter ability didn't come into play too often. There are a couple of times where we built stuff and it was cheaper,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it was we were also taking away from our own wood resources every time I don't know. It's just we don't, it's we need to do this. We need to do that. We need to do all these 3, we need to do 10 of these things. But we could only do 3. So
Yeah,
it's
I felt like we needed to be more aggressive early on with
Yeah.
just getting wood and putting it in a fire, and then just worry about survival later.
yeah. Maybe.
Um,
But at the same time, it's the weather's coming.
yeah, the weather's coming.
We got really fucked over by that one card that gave us 2 weather dice.
and then it just wrecked our shit.
Yeah, yeah. So
That was
basically,
rough.
there's dice that determine weather, and just having one roll of that dice fucks you up pretty bad. But then we essentially doubled our damage to us and our shelter by having 2 weather die. It was fucked.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what we did on Sunday, and other than that, mostly just working in the week. But on Wednesday, so the last Wednesday of every month, my office has a game night.
Oh,
And
nice.
Yeah, so I brought a bunch of my board games. I just brought some of the easy ones because I don't want to scare people away with
Robinson Crusoe,
Robinson Crusoe or Merchants of Venus or some crazy nonsense.
Cthulhu Wars.
I mean, that game's actually not that bad to.
No, but if you were to bust out the Cthulhu War boxes, that people would,
just
would
bring
be
all of
fucking
them.
running.
Well, if I brought the entire thing, yes.
Yeah.
I feel like they'd be just that's a lot of things.
And they'd also be like, Matt, what the fuck is wrong with you?
What's the other one with the one that you mentioned last time? You have it in the carrying case, the little figurines.
Oh, Crossmaster?
Oh, Crossmaster?
Crossmaster, yeah.
That
Yeah.
one is kind of like League of Legends-ish in a way.
Yeah, it's just grid. It's sort of like Final Fantasy Tactics, the board game almost.
Okay, yeah, I would say that's a
Okay.
fair comparison.
But yeah, we played Suro. We played Cash and Guns.
Ooh, I want to play. I've never played Cash and Guns.
Really?
I heard it's really good though.
Okay, yeah, it's
a
really
silly
fun.
one.
It's really silly, but you need more people than just us.
Is that the one with actual physical guns?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, that one. You point physical guns. They're not real
Well,
guns.
I mean, but they're
orange
they're
foam
foam
things.
pistols with little orange tips on them.
Got it.
You point them at whoever you want to scare away from trying to take the loot. Whoever sticks around gets loot. If you get shot, you don't loot that round. Like, it's a pretty fun game, pretty simple.
Got it.
But we played that Suro, and I'm trying to think of the last one, Sushi Go.
Oh, that's a good game.
And we also played Avalon, which, if you've played the Resistance, it's basically that, but with some powers.
It's like a secret identities game.
Yeah.
With one faction versus another.
Yeah. And I won the game of Avalon. I got second place in Sushi Go and Cash and Guns. And then Suro, I got second place in like most of them. Played a few rounds of that. It's a short one.
Yeah.
It's like 10 to 15 minutes.
Is that the one that looks really pretty? Like the Japanese art box?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The dragon.
So yeah, and they do that last Wednesday of every month. Maybe they'll do it more often since I have a lot of board games, but we'll see. And yeah, that's pretty much just been my week. Hasn't been too exciting other than that. So
That sounds more exciting than my fucking week, so
There
I'm
you
a little bit jealous.
jelly.
A little jelly in the belly.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
speaking
Tony.
of game nights, I had a game night before I hung out with you on Sunday with my friend Max.
Oh, on the Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was about to say that was like game morning then.
No. So Max and his wife were there. Me and Tori were there, and then he had two more friends there. So
Why wasn't I
6 of
invited,
us.
man?
Same, dude. Same.
I don't know. He invited me and Tori only. And then so we played Telestrations,
Mm-hmm.
which resulted in uproarious laughter.
That's normal.
I can't even explain it because it wouldn't come across. You'd have to have been there.
Try, Tony.
Okay, so
Gesticulate to me.
I think the word was
How's the game work?
Okay, so each person has their own
Drawing pad.
Drawing pad. It's dry erase. So you get dealt these cards that have words on them, and somebody rolls a die, and the number that you roll, you find that number on the card,
That word.
and then you write that word down on your card on your drawing pad. So then the next round happens, you flip that over, and then you have to draw that word. And when you're done, you pass it to the person on your left, and then they have to say the word that they think your drawing is.
Oh, got it.
Then they pass it to the next person, and they have to draw that word that person thought that drawing was.
So it's like telephone Pictionary.
Yeah, it's like telephone with Pictionary.
I like it. That sounds
And
fun. We should do it sometime.
Good God. Some of these were not even remotely close.
This I
Just
think I
horrible.
played that just without the actual board game. We just played categories.
Just did it with, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a game that could be pretty much played without any sort of
You don't need
physical.
you don't need that.
Yeah, I'm
You can
trying
make
to
it up.
remember because I remember I played that with Gabby and some of the friends that
Yeah, I think
like
we
Thanksgiving.
all did it one time. Yeah.
yeah. And like one of the categories was like Disney characters, but we wanted to be like
Not
weird,
obvious.
not obvious. So like someone would pick like the bird from Lion King, and then someone else picked the bird from
Iago. Oh wait, no.
No, that's the other one. That's
Zazu.
from
Zazu.
Yeah, so Zazu and someone else picked Iago.
Right.
But by the end, they had the guesses were reversed.
Oh.
So it was Iago was guessed for Zazu, Zazu was guessed for Iago. Because I like it was written down, and I swapped it in my mind. And so someone wrote down Zazu, and for some reason I thought it was Iago. So I drew, I forget the bad guy from Aladdin's
Jafar.
name. Jafar and the bird on his shoulder and pointed at the bird. And so they drew Zazu, and then it just went around, and then it was like, somehow it like swapped again, and then it was correct by the time it came back, and then it was really weird. Like it just double swapped itself.
Okay, so speaking of Disney movies,
Sure.
this is a little bit of like a departure, but there has been a kind of like a Disney bracket thing going around on the internet. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
Bracket?
Literally, it's like a huge list of Disney movies, and they're bracketed, like they're seated, and then people determine like which movie is better than what, and then see what their favorite movie overall is.
Oh, God.
And I saw a tweet where someone chose Cars 3 over Moana, or not Moana, Cars 3 over Coco.
Oh no.
No.
And
I'm sorry. I disagree.
I wanted to destroy the entire universe. So
I
yeah,
understand that it was an opinion, but it's wrong.
but straight up, just FYI, Coco ended up being my favorite film of all of them. So
For Pixar
for
specifically?
no, Disney and Pixar. So it includes
Really?
Gold
Okay.
Age, Silver Age, like
It
modern.
might be mine now too. Actually,
It's high up there for me.
What would you say is your favorite?
I don't know. I'd have to look
I know
at
it's
this
hard,
list.
but like when I looked at the brackets, I was like, and I compared them, I was like, yeah, you know what? I really do think Coco is my favorite movie. Because I mean, at the same time though, it's very subjective because it also includes like your own personal experience and how that movie affected you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like someone might have like way more fondness for a specific movie because of like the time and which they watched it,
like
the context.
Incredibles for me.
Yeah.
That was a hard one to knock off number one.
Yeah.
I didn't do this, so I'd have to look. But
I didn't do it either.
I'll
It's
send the
just
tweet
right
to you
now.
later, but I don't know how the fuck Cars 1 through 3 got onto the bracket.
I liked Cars.
Cars 1 was okay. Cars 2 was bad. Cars 3 was god awful.
What about Planes?
I heard 3 was better than 2, though. Because 2 was like that weird spy nonsense, right?
Oh, that's true. Maybe I'm just misremembering which ones I hated more. But Cars 1 was the only one that was decent in my opinion.
But isn't 2 when he got the girlfriend? Finally, he was with the.
No, that's when Mater was mistaken for an international spy.
God, I think I'm not a fan of Larry the Cable Guy. Let's just say.
A lot of
that's-
people aren't,
Yeah.
or
But,
any of the
I
blue
mean,
collar comedy.
Oh God.
Like, I get that accent on that car. It makes sense. But I just think that the story of the first one made much more sense than
Yeah. Agreed.
the other ones.
Agreed.
Unlike Toy Story
yeah.
1, 2, 3, all the Toy Stories are really good, in my opinion.
Agreed as well. Isn't there a Toy Story 4 coming out at some point?
I think it's been rumored and it might be slightly confirmed, but I kind of hope not.
Because I feel like Toy Story 3 really wrapped up that storyline
Yeah.
really well.
Well, that's the thing. It's funny. It's a lot of these Pixar films. They didn't want to make sequels. They
true.
make complete stories.
Yeah.
Right. It's sort of like, can you imagine there being a Coco 2?
No.
No, I actually cannot.
When you first saw Toy Story 1, could you imagine there being a Toy Story 2?
No.
I personally didn't. I was like, oh, that's a wrapped up story. They're going to be friends. Like, that's all that needs to happen.
That's true. I mean, I think Coco is more open and shut though than Toy Story is because Toy Story kind of introduces a really interesting. Oh, actually, that could totally be said for Coco as well.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think all the Pixar movies that have had sequels, even Incredibles, really, like, sure, they had that thing where the baby had powers, and like,
Actually, I feel like if there was a movie that kind of hinted at a sequel, I think Incredibles would be the one.
the excavator or whatever at the end.
yeah, but I think that's just kind of like
Or
we're gonna do this again kind of a thing. I don't know if it's saying like it's a sequel. So we're like, you remember the first Matrix, right? At the end, you just see spoilers to anybody.
Oh my god, the Matrix is like
Well, yeah,
90s, right?
20 years old.
but
30
remember the
years
first
old.
Matrix. Literally, he takes out the big bad guy, but then at the end you see him flying, and it's like talking about how he's going to help save more people. Like, I didn't need to know more than that, right?
and they chose to go give us more.
Oh, but like same thing with me with like pretty much Pixar movies, right? They ended in such a way that I don't need to know more. I'm happy with the conclusion that has been made,
Yeah.
including The Incredibles, including Toy Story. At least with Toy Story, I feel like even though they were kind of forced to do it, they did it very well.
Yeah, I feel like Pixar
Yeah.
is very good about that. Is like they open it up for the possibility of a sequel, but if they don't, people are left satisfied with how it was concluded.
Yeah, like
Yeah, although that does put more pressure on the sequel because if it's bad,
Well, thankfully, Pixar has had a pretty good track record about that. I would say the
Yes.
only movie series that has not would be Cars, right?
Cars and Planes. Remember,
Well,
they made a plane.
I would say Planes is part of the Cars
I know.
universe.
Yeah, it is.
I know, but I think I mentioned this before. But since we're talking about Toy Story 3 briefly, I still just remember when people were pirating the movie for the first time. The ending was altered in the pirated version versus the normal version. So, for those that haven't seen Toy Story 3, close your ears or whatever. But at the
Close
end, you
them.
know how they're going on that conveyor belt
Yeah.
towards death, and everyone starts crying. But then they're saved at the last second by
Please tell me that the edited version they
the
just
edited
die.
version. It just fades to black and credits roll. It's like the most evil thing. Because everybody that watched the pirated version just thought, "Oh my god, everyone's dead."
But isn't that kind of an amazing ending? It's also,
it's
like,
also amazing.
like I feel like you don't really feel cheated. It's just like, oh, that's just how toys go.
And apparently, like this is, I don't know how rumory this is, but apparently that's how they wanted it to end, just so then they wouldn't have to make a fourth. But then they were told they can't do that. So,
And they're making a fourth.
Yeah.
well,
Well, there it is.
yeah.
No, they literally
What were we
are
talking
making
about before?
My
oh, yeah,
week.
Tony's
Rest-
week. That's right.
it. So anyway, we played Telestrations.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Illustrations.
We also played Game of Things and Dominion. I hadn't actually played Dominion before. I know you have it.
I do not. I have
I
Ascension.
know you don't have it.
I used to
So,
have
which
Dominion.
is why we never played it.
I used to have Dominion. Someone gifted it to me, but I literally never played it.
It's pretty good. It's a card buying game.
Well, it's
It's a deck building game.
yeah,
Right?
deck
Yeah.
building.
You said card buying.
Same thing.
I mean, it's
You have to buy
drafting,
cards.
Well,
buying.
it has expansions. I used to.
Yeah, that's where a lot of the game comes from is the expansions.
Yeah, it's a fun game. Tori actually won.
Similar to a Pixar film, it's good on its own, but could be added to if necessary.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good game. I recommend that one for if you have 4 to 6 people. We had 6, so it was good.
Nice.
Yeah, I would say it's probably one of the more popular deck building board games out there. I want to say.
Yeah, I would say that it's fallen out of popularity a bit because so many games have come out since then. But
Dude, the board game. There's just so many.
yeah, Kickstarter really helps boom the board game world
The
essentially.
board game
kinda
business.
nice, though.
Boom,
Yeah.
the board game business.
Yeah, it's a great
Yeah.
boon to them. There's a lot of games that normally wouldn't see the light of day, but now are like full standard releases and stuff. It's really cool.
That's cool to hear. So
Go on.
Yesterday, Tori helped me rearrange some things in the house. So I had my PC and my standing desk in our room and my Mac downstairs in the office. So we swapped those in preparation for me to work from home starting on Monday. Bam!
Hell yeah.
It is
Congratulations.
Can now be announced officially. I am working from home.
that's awesome.
Is it every day you work from home or is it?
Yes.
That's
Do you,
awesome.
do you ever have to go into the office to
No.
for meetings or
No.
anything? No.
I can call in or
You still have
voice.
to do remote work though, like on-site
I
stuff
do
on
have to
other
do on-site
companies.
still. Yeah.
But that's not every day, right?
No. At the very minimum, once a week. And it just depends.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Just use them staying at home in the office all
That's
day.
nice.
And I can stand. I got a pad for that.
Hallelujah. Pad for that?
Ugh.
They have little things you can stand on that aren't just like hard
Oh,
floors.
like gel pads, kind of like those extra insoles, but as a pad.
Yeah, kind of.
Think of like sort of like pads that cashiers stand on.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
It's like that.
Yeah, it's soft fat,
Like
so you're not
foam-
just standing on a hard
foamish.
floor the whole
I was thinking
time.
like those Dr. Scholl's kind of.
No. It's like a mat.
Got it.
Sorry, a floor mat,
Got it. Cool.
standing mat.
soft,
Yeah.
spongy mat.
I mean, the office has
I'll show you
very
soft, spongy
uneven
mat.
tile, so
Oh,
without that, it wouldn't be very comfortable. Anyway, so yeah, there's that. Also, in moving things in the house, apparently, when my soon-to-be sister-in-law goes to college, we're gonna move into her room, which is bigger and has a walk-in closet.
wait.
So that was
The,
Tori's.
the younger sister has a
Yeah.
bigger room with a walk-in closet?
This was Tori's original room.
Oh, but then she moved out, and then her
She
sister
moved
moved
out.
in. Oh, okay, got it.
And then she went in there, and then she got the smallest room.
So you're gonna have an upgrade again.
Yeah, Tori and I are literally in the
Hell yeah.
smallest bedroom in the house.
At least
and
it's
we have
cozy?
a king bed in there. No, it's cozy. There's a lot more space now that
You,
the
got to be cozy.
yeah.
Is the office attached to your current room, or is it a separate room completely?
No, so if you walk in the door, the front door, the office is to the right in its own room.
Mm-hmm.
It has like double swinging doors
Mm-hmm.
and a window. Like it's its own place.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah. That's gonna be
Nice.
cool.
Congrats, man. I'm glad to hear about that.
Yeah.
Working from home sounds fucking rad.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about tech jobs is that most of the time you can just work from home. It's cool.
Yep. Just
I mean, Matt, you could
VPN.
probably just work from home too
If I was given permission to every day, I probably would.
like I'm just saying like there's nothing really preventing you from being able to do the same work at home than you would at the office, right?
Yeah, there's very little that like would make it so I have to go into the office. Really, all that would be for is meetings, and even then,
Just you were just remote for meetings too.
yeah, we do video conferencing most of the time. So
Okay.
people that are full time remote, they don't lose anything.
All right. Well, I think that's pretty much it for events of the week.
I think so.
So let's move on to video game news.
It's been kind of a dry week.
Yeah, I don't really have much here. I have like 2 articles at most, and I think Tony's going to be the one holding the fort.
I suppose.
News this week, so I'm just going to start off because this one's relevant to me. Far Cry 5 players have already created Counter-Strike, PUBG, and Call of Duty maps in their arcade mode.
Was it like open to the modding community?
Yeah, so pretty much they have a map editor built into the game, which I find to be really cool because I feel like most AAA games these days don't have a map editor anymore.
Yeah.
Right. I actually want to interject something with. Remember, I said that I was doing the stress test for the PC arcade mode.
Yeah.
I did not realize what this was when I was playing it.
Oh, okay.
So in that test, they had custom maps that were built by Ubisoft and other like
Modders,
that they approved for this thing. So the first game I went into was almost exactly Counter-Strike. So I thought that this was the arcade mode, and it's like they are trying way too hard to be Counter-Strike. This is terrible. But I think it was a custom map. So I understand
more
now.
sense.
You know, honestly, it is interesting that people for the testing, they would have a map editor available already.
Yeah, you couldn't actually edit anything, but they had maps that were made for the specific test.
Interesting.
Okay.
I just didn't realize that was what was going on.
That's fair.
Yeah, I had to put that in there.
You were retracting your previous statement that the arcade is awful?
Yeah, I did say it was shit. I think I used that exact word. It's not shit. I'm hearing a lot of cool things about it because of the map editor specifically. And I can talk about it now because the embargo's over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that they're opening it up to the modding community, at least so early in its release. I feel like a lot of games, even if they do have mod support, it doesn't come right away, and there's not a map editor right away. So it's good to hear that they're doing this so quickly.
Yeah, a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah.
All right.
My next article is the Switch is not USB-C compliant and overdraws some USB PD power supplies by 300%. And this was done by a Nathan K, who does a lot of independent testing.
Do you think this is why they lowered the price for the Nintendo charger?
The dock,
For
you
it?
mean?
No,
Or-
the actual the Nintendo branded charger.
I had no
How much were
idea
they
that
charging?
they had a price reduction. How much was it originally?
$40, I think.
I know
$30?
that the dock.
Okay,
how much?
$30.
How
I know
much
the
is it
dock
now?
reduced in price.
They dropped it 17%.
So from what to what?
I think it's $29.99 to whatever 17% off is of that.
So $24.99.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do
thinking
know
maybe
that
it's
the dock
part of it.
used to cost more, and then they reduced the price on that,
Well, the dock used to be like $80,
and they reduced it to like 60. I want to say.
I don't even know. I thought it was still $70.
Okay,
or
well,
$80.
Well,
It's
I
just a
don't.
thought.
I don't think
know
that's
if
that. I think they just realized that those
They're way too overpriced.
it's just way overpriced. I know that they reduced the price of controllers recently as well. I think each controller is $10 less now. So
for
from
the individual.
Yeah, the Pro Controller is 50 something.
yes, so I believe
Down from
50
80 something. Yeah. Or
no. I believe the Pro Controller is $60 now,
Down from
So it's
70.
59.
down from
Yeah.
70, and that the Joy Cons are 70 down from 80.
That's good.
Yeah. I think that's the long overdue price reduction. That's completely unrelated to the story, but I do. Okay, Nintendo's response was basically, "Yo, our devices, if it's not like for non-Nintendo approved or
Yeah.
whatever products, like we can't like guarantee."
Actually, I saw something about that Nyko
Nyko?
dock that was
It was like bricking switches.
Yep.
Yeah. So
killed it.
part of me wants to say like, "Yo, like, what do you kind of expect? Like, these are not Nintendo."
Official
official
supported.
Nintendo brand stuff, but at the same time, it's like
But Nyko has like always done
Well,
Nintendo stuff. I want
The
to say.
thing I want to know is, did Nintendo give them the official seal? You know?
no, they didn't. Like,
Oh well, yeah. Then
but at the same time, it's just kind of like I don't think any other previous console has ever had this issue with off-brand stuff before. So like,
well, I think that no other console has had to plug in directly for power and TV access at the same time from them. I think that this is new. I don't know if they released the specifications that need to be done for third-party support, and maybe that's where they need to improve, because if third-party
they
docks
hit
are
it on
bricking
purpose.
this, huh?
Unless they hit it on purpose.
To brick people's systems, I doubt that.
I doubt that. It's just
No, not for that reason, but
I feel like the thing is that's basically also saying that like I can't use my Samsung branded USB-C charger on my Switch, and that is kind of like
Well, because like
Because I do that now, you know?
Well, I know that if you plug in something that's underpowered to it, it won't go into TV mode. Like if you were to try to use like your phone charger with the dock and make it so it goes onto the TV, it won't do it. Like it'll straight up say this is not enough power to do the TV mode. Like I've tested that myself. You plug in the official Nintendo one, which has a certain voltage, certain amperage, all that kind of jazz, and it works fine. So I have a feeling these third-party people aren't following that voltage amperage requirements, and maybe that's what the problem is. But it's hard for me to know.
It sounds like it's the Switch itself that's overdrawing power from these.
Yeah, but it doesn't do it from their own plugs. So there's something with the specification of their own AC adapter into USB-C that is working.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough.
Not.
Yeah, I don't know enough about electrical engineering to fully understand what the issue is, but like, it sucks.
Yeah, my guess is the third-party ones don't limit the draw, whereas the AC adapter for the Switch limits the draw.
I see.
Because it needs to have pretty
Makes
high power
sense.
to do TV mode.
Uh-huh.
But like, if there's something that's just like have all the power, the Switch is gonna be like, all right, I'm just gonna draw as much power as I can. Then,
Yeah, I just hope that means I could continue using the charger that I bought from Amazon. So it's like
yeah.
a $15 cord.
Well, the cord should be fine.
Well, here's hoping.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
It is a little bit worrisome. I haven't had any problems with that yet.
I mean, I haven't either, and it's been a year, so
Yeah.
hopefully not.
And I think most of the problem doesn't necessarily come with power cords. It's the plugging it into the TV docks. Like third-party docks are what's doing it.
Okay, that makes sense. That's pretty much it for me on news.
All right. You pull these back up.
Unless, actually, I could talk about a couple that
Go
are
ahead.
relevant. So Fortnite, a couple updates with Fortnite.
Yeah, they
What
had a
game?
few.
What? Huh?
Fortnite, it's the hottest
yeah,
game.
that
It is
one.
the hottest toy. I mean, game. Sorry.
It might be both.
Well, no, toys don't exist anymore. Toys R Us is gone. So,
Aw.
well, almost gone. I don't know if it's actually fully gone yet.
I think
There are
most of them
certain stores that
going
are
out.
still fully stocked.
Well, they might be trying to run independently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
speaking of, I went to a Toys R Us about a week ago, and there's a sign right out front that says up to 30% off. And I was like, wow, 30% off like brand new game sounds like a pretty good deal. So I go inside. Everything is at most 10% off.
Oh,
And the only thing that I saw that was 30% off was gift bags and cards. And I was like, fucking great.
but that is up to 30% off.
It is.
That's true.
In fact, I
the
can
games,
say that
the
they are.
games were 10% off.
In fact, I can say everything in that store was up to 100% off.
So no physical items were actually discounted. So no amiibos, no
Aw.
Skylanders, no, that was 10% off. Games were 10% off, but like I feel like you could just get a straight up better deal on most of those games on Amazon anyway.
I think it depends
Or
on the
if you-
store because a lot of stores were getting cleaned out.
Yeah, I went to the one right by my house in that
Okay.
shopping
Well,
plaza.
that one looks like it would be cleaned out, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cleaned out. So yeah. But yeah, continue. Oh wait, it was me talking.
Yeah, it
it
was
was
you
you.
talking.
You-
What was the
Fortnite.
news
So
story?
yeah, Fortnite. Two things, two stories. So first of all, they released a new weapon, and they've been releasing content on just a rapid pace. I gotta say, I
Yeah.
feel like they introduced the heavy shotgun less than 2 weeks ago,
Yeah, easily.
and this week, literally like 1 or 2 days ago, they introduced the guided rocket launcher.
It's pretty cool.
So it's awesome. So the guided rocket launcher, how it works is basically when you shoot it, like a couple seconds after you shoot it, your camera will actually be on the point of view of the rocket itself, and you could control how it moves. You have a limited amount of time before it explodes on itself. I want to say it gives you 15 seconds?
Yes, 10 to 15, something
Yeah,
in
something like that. And the explosion radius is pretty strong. It can get shot down, which is like how you counter it, basically. But it's pretty maneuverable. It's a lot of fun to use. And also, you could do the rocket riding technique where someone jumps onto the rocket it's
And it's
controlled.
a guided
Yeah.
one, yeah.
So that was so fun. There was a game where me and my friends, two of us had guided rocket launchers, and then the third person had a regular rocket launcher, and we would literally were just bombarding the other team with 2 guided rockets and 1 regular, just constantly. And then they couldn't do anything about it; they just died. It was hilarious.
Yeah, I mean the thing about that one is you're also standing still when you're firing it.
Yeah.
the entire time.
Yeah, so you are. I think in solo you are the most vulnerable, but then like in group play, like if one person's watching your back, and like the thing is, you could detach for yourself from the rocket at any time.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say let's say you're watching my back. Let's say I shoot the rocket, I'm controlling it, and you're like, oh, Peter, someone's pushing us. I could detach from the rocket and immediately be back on my character, you know? So, like, I feel like it might need a nerf, but it is pretty new. Maybe people just don't know how to play around it yet, but I feel like it is very strong for late game against other enemy structures.
Oh, yeah,
so,
for sure.
But it was a ton of fun to use. There was also another game mode where it was like sniper rifles only. I haven't actually played this mode
Yeah,
yet.
it's still going.
It's like sniper rifles only. Any knockdown is actually an instant elimination, even in multiplayer or in group play. So in group play, typically, if you get knocked down, you're just knocked down, and then someone could revive you. But in the sniper rifle only mode, you actually just straight up die.
Ooh.
So I believe the only items were like healing items, sniper rifles, and impulse grenades. I want to say, not 100% sure, but apparently, like it's just. I think this game really has what PUBG is lacking, which is like a variety of game modes and just like rapid content releases.
Yeah, has PUBG released any new game modes?
They did have a test game mode that was 8-person squads. So it was like the dumb thing about that was that you could only queue with 4 people, and then you'd be put together with another group of 4 people.
Yeah, that's weird.
But even then, they only had that mode for like 2 or 3 days. It was like very short.
Yeah. Although speaking of that,
They teased a new map.
Yeah, the new map is actually coming out soon. Either tomorrow, sometime this week, I'm going to say.
Codename Savage.
but speaking of that squad thing, I know that Fortnite was going to do like 5 groups of 20.
Yeah, they already did that.
Were you able to queue with 19 other people?
No, you're only able to queue with up to 4, I believe.
Okay, so it's still just 5 groups of 4. Just
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, up to 4, I want to say. I think you could still queue solo into those 20
Like,
person
I was about to
squads.
say, like, that'd be pretty crazy if they had a lobby with 20
20-man
people.
lobby.
in
That would
it.
be hilarious and awesome, though.
Yeah, it would
and I
be
feel
great.
like if they queued you against other groups of 20, like it
Oh,
would
it'd
be
be
like
crazy
crazy
nuts.
fun. Yeah.
Well, can you imagine the Discord?
Imagine a 20-person Discord. Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be insane.
Just like they're on their lefts, and you just hear that 1,000 times.
But I want to say that for that game mode, you could only communicate within your own squad, but you were still part of a larger 20. So, I mean, I think that still makes sense. I just really like Fortnite. I think the gameplay itself is really fun. It's way more arcadey than PUBG is. Like PUBG is more of like I've said this multiple times, but like PUBG is that mil-sim shooter, while Fortnite, you fucking jump onto like jump packs and shit, parachute around like crazy. You have remote controlled rockets, and like you jump around shotgunning while building shit constantly. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are my updates for Fortnite.
Okay. Did you have another thing, or was that it?
I think that was it.
Okay.
2 things for Fortnite. Yeah.
Okay. Tony.
I actually have an interesting tidbit on Moira from Overwatch. So this is only in the PTR for anybody who doesn't pay attention to PTR notes, because probably a lot of us don't. But they're adding new lines for her while you're playing the game, not particularly like emotes or voice lines like that, but when she's out of healing power, she will say, "Not ready," or "I need to recharge," so that your teammates actually know.
Yeah.
Just from the game.
This sort of goes along with, I know in the game, a lot of the times, if you're being shot at from behind, you'll actually hear another character tell you, "Behind you," or stuff like that. So
Yeah, I've heard that one too.
Yeah, I mean, as someone who plays Mercy a lot, like if I'm damaged, I could use some healing, just without me even prompting it. So like, I think that's just more in the line
like,
of
help me or protect me, that kind of thing.
yeah.
I know that Moira didn't have that before, and so the only way you can tell your teammates I'm out of healing is
In voice.
Yeah. So it's good they're adding that in. That's a nice
Makes sense.
quality of life change.
The article refuses to load all the way, but I remember I mention that her ult apparently completely 100% blinds Diva.
That is only I know what this is, and it's only if it's aimed directly at Diva's face.
Okay.
But because her face box is so huge in that game, it makes it so that it just covers her screen.
But isn't that pretty much anyone though? Because like if you're covering someone with your ult, then it's
but Diva was just way worse.
Because I guess it's just easier to aim at Diva, right?
Yeah, because her face is in the center, and if you hit her in the center, like at all near the center, she's just blind.
Okay. I mean,
actually, I take that back. I think it might not. It's not just Diva. They just added overall transparency to her ult because
so people could see through it.
Yeah, because it was a little bit too solid.
I do feel like that's part of what made that ult so good, is because it made visibility so difficult as an attacker, as an enemy opponent. So yeah.
Yeah, I found it in the article. Yeah, it's just a blinding effect in general. It's not just Diva. Diva's name is mentioned here.
Diva just has the worst hitbox for blinding.
I mean, just in general, right? Like,
yeah,
well, her
she has the worst
micro-missiles-
hitbox.
she's the bulk monster. Like, because Reinhardt at least has a shield
Yeah.
to block incoming projectiles. Diva, I mean, I guess she has defense matrix, but I don't know.
Well, Diva's in here because they apparently reduced the explosive damage on her micro missiles.
Yeah, that needed a nerf.
Although this is only in the PTR right now, so
I just think they need to make her defense matrix not block ults.
yeah, it's a little strong.
It can block everything else. In fact, I would revert it time-wise back to what it was, but not able to block ults.
Like projectile style ults?
Yeah. Like Graviton being blocked by right-click. That's dumb. May ult being blocked by right-click. Dumb. The only ult that should be blockable by that way is Soldier ult.
I think that is worth testing. I think that is worth testing, but I feel like that is part of what makes Diva so good. And
But that's the problem. It's too good. It's been acknowledged by Blizzard that she needs a rework of some kind.
okay. Well, we'll see. I mean, I'm not a balance tester, so I can't say. I just feel like I don't even play Diva. I just feel like taking that away from her would really make a lot of Diva mains sad.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course it would.
Yeah, for sure.
Sort of like the Roadhog changes. A lot of people were sad about that at first, too.
But he's still really good, right? Because
He's still decent because people adjusted.
Yeah.
And I think people would do that with Diva, too.
yeah. It's just he's not like a one-man insta-kill anymore. He's a two-man insta-kill.
He doesn't just kill anybody instantly, no matter who it is, anymore. So, yeah.
All right, what else you got, Tony?
I have some news about Microsoft's Game Pass. So Sea of Thieves was kind of the staple game,
Sea
right?
of garbage, right?
Yeah, sorry. Was the staple game
Puddle of
for
Thieves.
the system where they say, new first party games will be available on the Game Pass. I think that was the first one where that took place. But some new games are coming after that was kind of a unfortunate bomb. Although, on that vein, I kind of agree with what I've been hearing. They kind of launched it as a games as a service because of the Game Pass, technically. So,
No.
I kind of honestly, the way I look at Sea of Thieves is that
Maybe
it's an
not.
early access game.
Yeah, it's a full price early access.
Like
game.
you're full
Yeah.
if you paid $60 for that fucking game.
Yeah,
$10
they're
a month. But
Well-
see, the reason I say that is because if you get it on Game Pass and you're just paying the subscription, it's kind of like games as a service
I get what
where
you're
they
saying.
would send
it's
updates to it.
It's almost like you're paying a subscription for a free-to-play game in a way.
Yeah,
But that's not just Sea of Thieves anymore, and they weren't planning it to just be Sea of Thieves. But
right.
on that vein, for people that really want to play Sea of Thieves and see if it's worth your time, do Game Pass for literally a month and then cancel it immediately so that you can play Sea of Thieves as much as you want that month and then just quit.
I know a lot of people
There
that
you go.
did exactly that.
Yeah, and that's the only way I think you should do it.
And a lot of people that told me were like, "Yeah, it's pretty fun for $10, but I would never pay $60 for it."
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
It's Puddle of Thieves. It's lacking depth.
God. But the ocean's beautiful.
There's also the comparison.
The ocean is fucking beautiful.
Oh, it's a beautiful game.
It is the best video game ocean I've ever seen.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying it's No Man's Sea.
Yeah.
It's just there's nothing there.
It's like, I will say that I feel like Sea of Thieves is a more beautiful game than No Man's Sky.
I think Sea of Thieves has what it does well, but it doesn't do anything. That's the problem.
Yeah, like 99% of that game was 99% of the development on the game I felt was on ocean tech and also like the aesthetic, and then 1% was on actual activities.
Yeah, because even the big thing in that game besides killing people or doing quests was the Kraken that would rarely show up, and when it does show up, the sea around you goes black and tentacles come out and you can shoot it. Right.
Yeah.
And you can take out the Kraken.
If you went into the water, could you see what the Kraken looked like?
That's what I'm going to get into. So, not only killing the Kraken does nothing, you get literally nothing from killing the Kraken.
Right.
But if you try to go into the water, it's just black. They blackened it out because there's nothing there.
That is.
So,
Part of me is relieved because I have that phobia of thalassophobia, I think, or thalassophobia, where you have a fear of the open water. So
sea.
going into the water and seeing a gigantic Kraken creature staring back at you would be terrifying. But at the same time, that's fucking lame that you go down there and you don't see anything.
Yeah, apparently, even if you're outside of the big black ocean part and you see someone else fighting the Kraken, if you go in the water, it's just black.
I would love to see someone data mine that game and see if there's like an actual like model
For the Kraken.
Because if it's just tentacles, I would be pissed.
I think it is, though.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that game, I feel like that game's going to be great in a few years.
I think it could be great in 6 months if they really fucking put the pedal to the metal on that game.
Yeah, but I just think with all the negative press it's getting, with everything that's been said about it so far, I don't think people are going to invest in it.
Like, I feel like there should be way more variety in sea life,
Yeah.
right? Like,
There's a shark.
There should be whales. There should be schools of
for a
fish. There should be the
sea game.
squid, like giant squid.
Yeah, and then the only enemies are skeletons. There's skeletons
and
and
snakes.
like occasional bosses and a shark. That's it.
Yep.
There's nothing else in that game. Like they didn't go with mermen or mer people, you know?
I mean, there is the siren that appears if your ship gets destroyed. But you
Oh boy.
really,
yeah. But I mean, like there's so much you can work with lore wise that's like weird and fun with pirates, but they didn't do any of it.
Yeah.
It's just skeletons. It's skeletons all the way down.
Yeah, honestly, I was super disappointed with the enemy variety in that game when I played it. So, yeah. Like I didn't even pay the Game Pass. I had literally played it on my friend's console, and I was like, wow, I want a refund. But I didn't even pay for this shit. But it is pretty.
Yeah.
Yep.
At least there is that.
There just needs to be a meaningful progression in that game. You need to be able to upgrade your gear.
You need to be able to upgrade anything.
Yeah. Because there's literally 0 point to doing anything. I don't give a shit. Like if people say, but yeah, you race faction rep and you become a legendary pirate. Oh, you look cooler. It's like
Cool, I guess.
like
but
it's a first person game. You don't even get to see what your character fucking looks like.
There was actually an article about this that the first player reaches
Yeah,
max rank and nobody cares.
Ex-Prodigy or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah, nobody
And
gave
he
a shit.
cheated his way to legendary too.
Yep.
Like he literally had members of his community like just bring him a shit ton of chests and shit so they could just massively turn it in.
Well, because it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just
Silly.
Yeah.
I'm upset about this game,
I didn't
even though I
bother.
don't own it. You know.
Because
So,
I was looking forward to it when it was first
yeah. When
announced.
it was first announced, I was like, oh, there's so much potential to be had.
Yeah.
It's another No Man's Sky. It's No Man's Sea.
It's literally No Man's Sea. It's puddle of thieves.
But I do want to say that they didn't really advertise that what activities there were in the game.
Well, that's
like they
the
did in
thing,
No
like-
Man's Sky.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like there was a literally. I watched this video and there
I
was
think
an
I saw the
interviewer.
same video. Yeah.
There was an interview that every time, like for the first
It's like-
4 times
it's
it
like
was
every
announced,
time we came to E3, I always asked,
What can you do?
What do you do in this game? And now this year, I don't have that question anymore. You shoot, you
eat bananas.
eat bananas,
You get quests.
get
You-
treasures, and it's just like,
That guy was paid.
yeah,
That guy was paid to shut his mouth.
yeah. I don't know. I also played on console too, so it really did not feel good to play.
Yeah. I want someone to literally come out with like just something called Sea of Pirates. And just it's a $20 early access game that's better than this.
I mean, that's pretty much like,
Someone's gonna do it.
yeah.
Someone's gonna
Did you
do
hear
it.
that? It's you. You're gonna do it.
Yeah. Please.
Yes,
we want
please make that game.
We want that game.
There's so many templates for games that could be good that are just they don't fulfill their potential, and like it would be great to see more like indie devs like capitalize on that. So
yeah, that tends to be what happens.
Yeah.
All right.
So what were we talking about? Game Pass, right?
Yes. I almost forgot.
We ranted on Sea of
So
Thieves.
Game Pass, there's a notable new addition to it, a game called Robocraft Infinity, which I've actually never heard of.
So
or
why is
know
it
what
notable?
It is. According to GameSpot, it's very notable. It's like a battle arena-ish
Is it
deathmatch type game.
is it like
it
Battle
like-
Right?
is it like that game on the GameCube, the Robo something game?
Custom Robo?
Custom Robo.
Yeah, this apparently you have 250 building components and more parts are planned to come free.
So you
Sounds
just
like-
customize a robot to fight
Customize a
in an
robot.
arena.
Sounds
for you.
like
fight it,
Custom
yeah.
Robo.
So it's battle bots basically.
Yeah.
Custom Robo.
Other games that are coming to this are Cities Skylines, The Hunter Call of the Wild, Kingdom New Lands, Portal Knights, Cluster Truck, Sacred Citadel, and Late Shift.
So like a lot
So-
of old games and then a couple of
Yeah.
new games.
So
But
it's Sea
again-
of Thieves and a bunch of old games.
But again, any new first-party game is coming out for that as well.
That's
You know, I gotta say, like I agree with this Reddit thread I read earlier was that Xbox still just does not have a quality breakaway AAA title for the
It
Xbox
doesn't.
One
it
yet.
doesn't. I mean, I think part of that is that Microsoft has been focusing a lot on hardware, not just Xbox wise, but like in general, the
Although,
Surface.
wait. Or does Microsoft have that breakthrough game? Because
Don't
speaking of No Man's Sky, they're making it for Xbox One.
I can't wait for no one to buy it there
Oh
too.
yeah, right. Shit, they announced. I forgot. I completely forgot that PS4 exclusivity.
Yeah, which
And PC.
woo.
And I was talking about exclusives, but like, sure.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah,
But-
that's true.
yeah, like again, anyways, I think they're focusing a lot more on hardware, like actual PC hardware. So like Surface, their laptop line is getting really good. They have that new Pro computer thing that looks really cool. It has a tablet
Yeah,
kind
the
of thing in
Surface
it.
Pro.
So I don't know how much they're really investing in their games department anymore.
Yeah, it's more just like,
Halo 17.
man, these games
I
aren't
don't
that fun, but they sure look good.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves
The most
looks great.
powerful
I will
console.
give it that. Sea of Thieves looks really good, but it doesn't have anything to bring me in, so I'm not going to go in.
Oh well, it's a shame, but I do think Xbox One Pass or Xbox Pass is a really cool thing. But
Yeah. $10 a month to play.
it's not enough for me to
number
actually
of games.
buy a Xbox One. Wait,
They-
does Xbox Pass apply to Windows games like
No.
Windows?
No.
Oh,
But that is the dream right now, apparently, that I'm hearing.
because I would
They
pay.
could easily do that. They
I
could
would
make
because I would pay 10. I'm sure that they could do that, but they're totally trying to incentivize people buying an Xbox One.
But see, they're shooting themselves in the foot with this too, because all the new games they're coming out with is also available on Windows. So like, why the hell would anyone buy an Xbox and play it on that? when
Well,
they
to be
can put
fair,
it on
the
their PC?
Xbox One X for the price is a very powerful machine.
But people like, but still, I think the market for this, people already have that PC and are not going to spend $500 on
Yeah,
an Xbox.
no, I understand, but like if you want to get into that market, the Xbox One X is a lot of bang for your buck, but also, again, there's nothing there really.
Yeah.
They don't have God
like
of War.
I would love to see a PS4 with the Xbox One X's like specs, dude. Because there's a shit ton of PS4 games that I would love to play at that like resolution and quality.
Yeah, the thing that pisses me off about even the PS4 Pro that I have, it doesn't do 4K Blu-rays,
Wow, really?
but the Xbox One X does, and
well,
Blu-ray was Sony's fucking technology.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like, what the hell,
Xbox didn't-
Sony?
never had a Blu-ray player in it for
And now
the
it has a
longest
4K
time.
Blu-ray player. So it's like, I like
Maybe
I would get it just for that.
Maybe it's like for like affordability. I don't know.
But Xbox One X has it.
How much is the Xbox One X?
500.
How much is the PS4 Pro?
400 for the terabyte size, I think. Or
Is there a smaller one?
yeah, well, I'm actually not sure. I'd have to look it up.
Okay.
But I think the PS4 Pro has gone down in price because it's been out longer now. But like, it's kind of funny. You look at 4K Blu-ray players, and they're like $300 on their own, and then Xbox One X is 500 for that and an Xbox. So it's like, it's not that bad for that purpose. But again, no games. What would I play on it
Yeah.
You could look at the oceans of Sea of Thieves for hours on end.
for one whole $10 a month purchase?
There really is something with this. I mean, when 360 came out, I felt like there were a ton of games for that.
Yeah, because I mean, the Xbox the original Xbox, Halo was like the game.
Oh,
It came
absolutely.
out, Halo was fantastic, and then they had a few other games that were really good. Xbox 360, they continued that trend.
And then had Xbox Arcade. and you
Yeah,
could
they
buy-
did a whole bunch of great stuff.
I had Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on that.
Yeah, and then
And
Xbox
Super
One
Puzzle
came
Fighter.
out, and they shot themselves in the foot initially because they made it so you had to get the camera thing
Oh, the
with it.
Kinect.
They had to connect
Yeah.
with it, which increased the price of it. And then it came out after PS4 had already come out, and PS4 was like, we're just making a fucking game console.
Yeah.
Buy it for the games. And Xbox was like trying to sell it as a multimedia thing, not just a game console.
Yeah,
But
it's
then-
basically Windows 8.
Yeah, but then the PS4 does all the media stuff the Xbox does anyways. So like there was no reason to get an Xbox, and now there's still no reason to get an Xbox. At least in my opinion. I'm sure there's some people out there that would say, you're wrong, this game is great and all that kind of stuff. But for me personally, I don't have a reason.
Yeah. What you got over there?
Sorry, okay, so this is going to make absolutely no sense in the context. But as you know, today is the finals for my friend's talent show, FFGT.
Uh-huh.
Foos Fam's Got Talent. And a friend of mine submitted an entry of a cover of the Simple and Clean song. by Utada Hikaru, and that's the Kingdom Hearts song. She uploaded a version of that song. Utada Hikaru uploaded a version of that song where she's doing the dishes while singing. So my friend wanted to create she sang a cover for it, but she also compiled a bunch of videos of people doing the dishes. and I actually did that. And then apparently someone actually made a GIF of me doing the dishes. And now everyone is using it as like a response. Like,
Great.
it's like when people ask for more rice. It's like shit like that. So it's pretty good. I didn't actually, I didn't expect it to take off the way it did. But yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
I don't
fantastic.
have anything else for news anyway, so
All right,
that was a good close.
Well, yeah, good, great. Do you guys need a break, or do you want to go straight into games we played?
I'm good.
I think we're good.
All right, let's continue
on
off.
in.
Well, let's continue off with me starting up.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
So
Go for it.
this week I played a handful of games. Some of them new. Actually, only one real new game. But I've been playing more Into the Breach. I've been playing on easy mode. I did beat it. I know. I think right now
normal is hard.
I think right now I'm focusing more on finishing the challenges and collecting enough currency to unlock more mechs.
Yeah.
Also, normal is really fucking hard for me because I'm bad at strategy games. But I unlocked the mechs that shoot lasers through buildings, and it's like the squad where there's a mech that shoots a laser and it does less damage the farther away it is from the firing point.
I don't like that one.
There's the mech that shoots the two shields.
Yep.
And there's the one that like rams into other. I actually was able to beat on easy with that, so that was not too bad. But I'm still trying to get the achievements on that.
Yeah.
Dude, that game is so fun. Like right now, I'm just having a good time collecting pilots and finishing achievements. It's a really great game, and I hope it comes to like the Switch or even the mobile platform. Like I think
that would be a cool mobile game, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it could be really because really all it does is you just. I play that. I know you could use your keyboard for it, but all I do is use my mouse.
Yeah, you don't need to do
So
anything else.
it's a great game. On top of that, I've been playing more Fortnite. That game is real fun. I was talking a little bit earlier about the guided rockets and stuff. I think I am getting slightly better at building. It's still something I'm working on though. It's not the easiest, and then like sometimes the game logic is not always intuitive, but like it's still a really fun game. Really enjoying Fortnite a lot, and like I'm leveling up my battle pass and doing the challenges and shit. So yeah, I'm really enjoying the direction Fortnite is going. I'm liking how Epic is supporting their game. Speaking of, I had to switch over to two-factor authentication because someone tried to hack into my account.
Heyo.
And that is the first time someone tried to hack into my account. Or that is the first time I've gotten a notification that someone tried hacking into my account
In the Epic launcher?
in the Epic launcher.
Wow. Okay.
Or maybe not the Epic launcher, but I just got an email saying someone has tried to get into your account and we had to disable your account for 2 hours. And I was like, oh, okay, that's weird. Like I've literally never had that issue for anything in years.
Yeah.
So like I guess Fortnite has really blown up to the point where like a bunch of people are hacking. So or trying to hack into accounts.
Trying to hack, yeah.
So but yeah, that game is real fun. I touched a little bit of PUBG. And damn, that game is so slow in comparison to Fortnite. Like crazy slow.
Would you say that you're preferring Fortnite over
Oh
PUBG?
hell yes. I do think it's good to go back and forth sometimes, just like a change of pace. But I feel like I do strongly prefer Fortnite overall. But in terms of satisfying shooters, my favorite right now is currently Rainbow Six Siege. This past week, I actually took the plunge and bought the year 1, year 2, and year 1 and year 2 operators, as well as the year 3 pass, which is going to unlock the year 3 operators over time. So like with the pass, they unlock operators in sets of 2. And then it'll unlock it divide up the year into quarters, and then they release 2 operators per quarter plus like a couple other things. Like there's going to be a new map the next quarter, and then the quarter after that they're doing a map overhaul, shit like that. So I've been having a ton of fun with that game, like trying out different operators, seeing which operators I like more, which I like less. My only regret really is that I bought the starter edition as opposed to the standard edition, because if I had bought the standard edition, I straight up would have had all the base operators as opposed to just 4 of the base operators out of 20, and like it costs a metric shit ton to unlock base operators because
mind you.
Because the starter edition,
None of that Imperial shit.
Yeah.
the starter edition, it costs 12,500 currency to buy a base operator as opposed to 5,000 currency for the standard edition, which is a huge difference. So, but I mean, still overall, I'm having a ton of fun with that game. I've been really liking this one character named Blitz. He is an attacker. If you don't know, Rainbow Six Siege is divided up in 2 different phases. Like you're either on attack or on defense. and basically you have a different set of operators depending on whether you're on attack or a defense. And for attack, my favorite operator is this guy named Blitz, who basically has a shield with a built-in flashbang on the side of it. And yeah, so basically what you do is you rush in, you flashbang a dude, and you just shoot him to death. Oftentimes I'll end up...
So it's McCree.
Yeah, sort of. Sort of, but you're not
With a
stunned.
shield.
You're
Yeah.
not stunned, they're just blind.
Yeah.
There are times where I blinded someone and then they
Just randomly shot.
They just randomly shot and killed me. So I think I need to just practice running up to them and meleeing them instead of... Because
Trying to shoot them.
when I aim down sights, that's when I expose my head, and that's how I end up generally dying. So, but yeah, that game is really fun. The tactical nature of that game is like unlike any game I've ever played before. Like the amount of depth in that game for a shooter is actually insane, and like it is kind of daunting for people just starting, but it is seriously, even for someone like me who's like, yeah, even for someone like me who is just literally just dipping his toes into this amount of strategy in this game, it is immensely satisfying when you are able to pull off a strategy really well, or just get a couple kills. It took me a long time before I was able to like semi consistently get kills. So yeah, real fun game, love it. And last game I've been playing lately is Far Cry 5, which is a game I was actually not expecting to get, especially after Tony kind of railed on the arcade mode. I basically was just proposed, like a friend was like, hey, I'm going to get Far Cry 5. Do you want to play co-op with me? I was like, you know what, fuck it. I haven't played a Far Cry game in a while. Wait, did I say that right? Far Cry game in a while? Yeah. Okay. The last one I played was Far Cry 3, and then I heard that Far Cry 4 was good, but pretty similar to Far Cry 3 to the point where it wasn't really worth getting if you've already played Far Cry 3. And I thought that the setting for Far Cry 5 was really interesting, so I ended up getting it. I gotta say up front, the story is pretty bad in that game.
That's kind of normal for Far Cry.
Yeah, true. I think it's a lot of the delivery in that game is really heavy-handed.
And they tried hard to be political.
I don't know. Okay, I don't know about that.
Or that it came across in too many different sides.
I just felt like the performances of the individual characters in that game were just a little over the top to the point where I'm like kind of rolling my eyes, and also people will just not shut the fuck up. Like I kind of want to just get going sometimes with missions, and especially in that game, because I don't know what they did, but they cranked up the fucking random factor up to like an 11. Like I don't know what it's called, where like events kind of occur naturally.
Just world kind of events.
Yeah, well, not world events. They're not events per se. There's, like how you would think of events in Destiny 2 where like there's actual objectives and stuff. Like, let me give you an example. I was talking to a woman that I just saved, right, from a cougar attack. As I was talking to her, she was giving me a quest. And as she was talking, a bear came out of nowhere and mauled her to death.
Didn't save her from the bear, Peter.
I tried, but she died. And I was just like, okay, I have no idea if that quest is just gone forever now, but at least I had this cool bear skin. And then another time, there was a van filled with hostages, and I killed the van driver. I let the hostages out, and they're thanking me and stuff. It was cool. And then there was another truck that came by, an enemy truck that's filled with loot, and I shot the driver of the truck, and the truck lost control and immediately ran over all the civilians I had just saved. Another time, I was in this mission where there's like a field that was on fire, but there happened to be a woman, just like a civilian with a quest near the field for whatever reason. And I was talking to her, and she was about to give me a quest when 3 flaming turkeys, like turkeys on fire, wild flaming turkeys came and pecked her to death and lit her on fire in the process as well.
I heard turkeys are the scariest enemy in that game.
So like the random events in that game are crazy and are hilarious most of the time. And like I gotta say it's pretty fun. But the bugs in that game are really fun too. I gotta say, are
they like far? Like are they Fallout level?
Yes. Like I shot a guy with a shotgun, and I shot him right, but he flew perpendicular to me at like 1,000 miles per hour and slammed into a car on the road, causing the car to crash. Like there's another one where a guy was like randomly getting out of a car as the car was driving, but it was doing like the normal I'm getting out of the car, like as if it was still. And then as he was getting out, he got hit by a truck. But when he got hit by a truck, instead of him being like ragdolled, it just vertically lifted him up and then back down onto the ground gently. And I was like, what the fuck is happening in this game? It's crazy. It's actually insane. And I don't know. There's a lot of activities to do in that game. It's a lot of fun. But I gotta say, sometimes I just wish it would tone down a little bit, because sometimes I'm like, okay, I don't know what objective I need to do. I'm gonna open my map. I open my map, and as soon as as I'm opening my map, I'm getting shot by like 11 different people, like just out of nowhere. Like a fucking armored convoy just rolls up and kills me. Like it's insane.
The never-ending population of Montana.
Yeah. I gotta say the co-op in some cases, like the stealth, is kind of annoying, because if I don't know if this is just my experience, but if my partner is making a lot of noise, they know instantly where I am too, which is frustrating. And also, I don't like flying in video games in general, and that applies to this game too. I don't like how flying a plane feels in this game. I don't know if it's better with a controller or not, but it just does not feel good for me. But yeah, the game is really fun. I think the story's bad, but the gameplay itself is really fun. The co-op is pretty fun as well. Unfortunately, I feel like I think you only make story progression through the host's game. So if you're joining in,
I heard about that.
Yeah, you don't actually progress much. I think you keep whatever items you have, but in terms of like actual like unlocking and finishing missions in your county, yeah, nothing really happens there.
Well, that's kind of
It's kind of frustrating.
Great.
Also, there's auto drive in that game. If you get into a vehicle and click a location, you can press shift and it'll automatically drive your vehicle toward that place, which seems good in theory, but sometimes it'll take the longest route possible for whatever reason. And also, a lot of times, like if there's a barricade on the road, it will not stop or it won't it will just like try to drive through it very slowly as people are shooting you and shit. And like you could only shoot out of a vehicle using your small like pistol slot. I mean, I do have like a silenced submachine gun in that slot, but like it's usually not enough, especially if you're going up against an armored convoy. I don't know, I just don't find vehicle driving in that game to be very good, but I feel like most Ubisoft games have always had that issue. So
Probably, yeah.
but the game is pretty fun. I can't say for certain if it's worth $60, but I feel like if I go into maybe the arcade, I haven't really touched the arcade at all. So if I feel like if I maybe go into that a little more, maybe it could be something good. I don't know. We'll see. But
cool.
I'm having fun with it. I do think it's not worth the full $60. I would probably wait for it to go on sale beforehand, but I am kind of capitalizing on how new it is for Twitch and stuff like that. So even then, it's like, I don't know. Whatever. Rainbow Six Siege is, I think, personally more fun overall. But yeah, other than that, we played Battlerite together recently.
Yeah.
We did some recording on that. Battlerite's still a pretty fun game. The new heroes are confusing for the most part, but some are fun. Like Ulrich is fucking confusing as shit to me. Like I don't know how to play him effectively at all.
Well, Ulrich has so everyone has the standard 4 or 5 abilities,
Right.
but he has like 7.
Yeah, and he has abilities that morph other abilities, which is odd. So like,
Yeah, and he's a support, which he doesn't feel like a support.
I'm not used to him at all. So, but yeah, I mean, other than that, that's pretty much been my week in video games. How about you, Matt?
Well, so like you said, we played Battlerite, and we'll probably be releasing a video with that at some point or another. Not sure what the format's going to be on it or how regularly we'll be able to do it, but
you can find us on YouTube.
Yeah,
try any of the keywords: CSD cast, Ctrl Delete.
CSD cast was the one that really brought it out for me, so
Yeah.
I would try CSD cast
CSD
first.
cast in YouTube.
Yeah. But we'll be releasing that at some point. We still have to try to figure out what format we want and how often and all that kind of jazz. But yeah, Battlerite was fun. I mostly played either melee, assassin-y person, or ranged. And Peter, you were primarily support for our ranked games, at least.
Yeah, support or ranged.
Yeah, and then Tony was support or ranged as well.
Yep.
We had some good plays in there. We had some god-awful plays in there. But, you know, it's
Just
a fun
insta
game.
wipes.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's a fun game, and I'm glad it's still around. I know that it's dipped a little bit in terms of player count, but it might just be, I think you were saying this when we were playing it, it's just because the content is rolling out kind of slowly for that game, and they really need to step it up if they want to keep their player base.
Yeah, I think the point that I was making was that it took forever for their actual
Ranked.
competitive season to get going, because right now it is their literal first season.
Even though the game's been released and out for a while, free to play.
Yeah, agreed.
Like 3 years.
No, not 3 years.
Sorry, that was with the
that
early
was
access.
Early access. Other than that, I played Into the Breach. I do not like the laser ram shield set at all. I do not like that set. I still like the laser whip. I still like the smokes. I'm trying to unlock more people too. I've actually beaten the game a few times now, but I'm not getting coins quickly enough. I need to just try to do the objectives for the coins instead of trying to beat the game, if that makes sense. It's kind of weird, but that's kind of just what I need to do.
Huh.
So other than that, I played a little bit of Bayonetta today, and apparently Tony had no idea that you could just change the costume of Bayonetta to Nintendo exclusive costumes. Because
Isn't that like right on the box? Am I crazy?
I don't know if
I bought it digitally. I don't remember seeing that.
That's
yeah,
fair.
but I bought the physical copy. Actually, I have the box right here. Hold on. Let me see.
Does it say on the box? Well, that's Bayonetta 2, though.
No, I know, but I'm looking at this one, which has Bayonetta 1 on
okay.
the inside. It actually does not mention the costumes. But for those that want to know, and maybe this will get you interested in the game, there's 4 costumes that you can play as with Bayonetta. You get a Samus costume, you get a Link costume, a Princess Daisy, and a Princess Peach costume. And each of them do something slightly different than the original costume. So the princess costumes, the Daisy and the Peach, you'll just have the ability to just bring out Bowser instead of your normal powers every once in a while, I believe is what it is.
It must be her climax.
Yeah, her climax skills, I think,
Instead
bring out
of
a
her hair,
Bowser.
it's just Bowser.
It's like
I wanna see that.
ridiculous. I want to do that too. Samus, when she's shooting her gun, just like her normal like sassy walk gun thing, it's actually just her arm cannon that's firing, which is pretty cool. And then Link, you can actually block, which actually is a whole new mechanic in that game that doesn't exist.
What the hell? Really?
You can block with the Link costume.
Yeah.
But more
Like, do
importantly,
you have a shield?
Yeah, you have a little shield, and you can block.
The Master Shield.
Yeah, but more importantly, it just makes her look ridiculous.
And
Cutscenes are so stupid.
and the
looking.
halos are rupees.
Yeah, the halos and everything that's currency turn into rupees, and like I'm sure it's going to turn into something different for Samus and them. But yeah, I've been playing that a little bit today. And then the one that's probably going to surprise Peter the most is I started playing League of Legends again because a few friends were playing it.
That doesn't actually surprise me.
Okay, but a few friends were playing it.
But
and
we
so
shit on it so often that it's...
Well, it's just one of those games that it's the great unifier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everyone plays it, so it's like I don't personally enjoy it, but if enough of my friends start playing it again, I would probably play it again.
Yeah, and that's kind of what's happening with me. Some of my friends are playing it, so I wanted to play it again. The game is still very flawed in terms of just, I don't know. It's hard to describe what's wrong with it because like it's a good game in some respects. Like when you do your stuff correctly and you win, and especially if you're playing with friends and you don't give a shit about losing, like it's a fun game, right? It just is a fun game. But if there's anyone that gets frustrated, if there's anyone that like on your team that's like griefing or super mad all the time kind of a thing, there's something about the format of League that it gets to you quicker than most other games. Because like I was playing solo just to practice again, you know? I was playing jungler, and like in the first 2 minutes every lane had died and they were blaming me. And I was like, I haven't even reached level 3 yet. What are you guys doing? And they like
get a level 3 faster, obviously, jerk.
And then I saw them blaming me and stuff, and then I just silenced them, and I was like, it's fine, I guess. They're just gonna blame me. It's fine.
Leaguer's gonna league.
Yeah, Leaguer's gonna league. And I'm sure some people that hear this and play League are like, maybe it was your fault, but I don't give a shit.
It's like, even if it is your fault, it's just a fucking video game.
Yeah, like
You
get
know?
over it.
Yeah, it's
And
not
especially like, there's always been the stigma that the League community is toxic.
It is.
And it is.
I think every competitive gaming community has toxicity in it, though.
Yeah, I think there's some games that like lend itself to more friendly people or like more forgiving of newer players. But like League of Legends is not that. Unless you're into low levels and you're just starting out. And even then most likely people are just smurfing, you know?
Yeah.
But like most people in that game are pretty damn toxic. Like there's this team that they had won like pretty hard. And like the whole post game was just them
easy.
like talking shit because all chat is disabled by default now, which is a godsend. But they were just talking shit at the end the whole time, and like I didn't care because I don't give a shit. I don't play this game regularly. Like you beat us, okay, cool. You know, All you got to say is grow up and leave the queue, and then they just get mad at themselves, and then it's great. But yeah, that's what I've been playing this week.
All right. I guess that means it's my turn.
No,
No, we're done.
No,
actually,
Thanks for
Wrap it
joining
up,
us for
thanks.
the.
it's actually Merlin's
I'll have
turn.
us- okay.
He's been playing the being sick game and getting better. He's getting better though, so
So
know.
you could say he's like challenger tier of getting better.
Yeah, he's winning pretty well.
Damn. That makes
I'd
me
say
feel
the
bad.
infection he had is probably just getting pwned daily now.
Well, you know what, Merlin or Loki, Merlin. Sorry,
Merlin.
Merlin. GT easy.
For those that don't know, Merlin is my cat.
All right, Tony, you were saying.
The wizard. Speaking of wizards and cats, I've been playing WoW a little bit more.
Where's the cat
I
aspect?
need to get back to that game. I just
Don't worry, I was on a different server.
Okay.
Playing with my brother. I got my druid to level 103.
Nice.
We were gonna do some dungeons, and then I ran out of time. But it's still fun. I mean, it's
it's 103, so that means you're doing the new dungeons, right? Or the Legion dungeons?
yes. I think I've done one of them. I can't remember what it was.
I don't remember the Legion dungeons at all either.
They're interesting. It was one where there's a lot of pits you have to jump into, and there's water or something.
I don't.
It's like it's a cave. You have to keep jumping into. Anyway, I also played Bayonetta, the first one, and completed the game. I think that was my first actual completion of Bayonetta, even though I had it on Xbox. Great game.
Cool.
10 out of 10 would play it again with the costumes.
On easy, right?
I might try on normal to beat. I mean, I made it almost all the way to the end.
I
on
feel like
normal.
maybe you should pay attention to more visual cues.
Yeah, probably.
Ooh.
Although I
But
started,
you would probably be able to beat that one boss that you were stuck on now that you understand the mechanics of it,
yeah,
right?
now I might be able to. Yeah.
There you go. That's fair.
And like Matt was saying earlier, when I said normal is basically hard, but easy is normal. To me, when I switched to easy, it felt like it was way too easy.
Like baby easy.
But it might have been because I was playing the entire game on normal, and when I went to easy, it seemed ridiculous. But it might actually be.
No, I did hear a very common complaint that easy on Bayonetta is too easy. But like, I guess that's the point of easy.
There's also a very easy, which is you just walk through the game.
Yeah, you have. There's no way you can't just press forward and then you just win every level.
Well, cool.
I kind of want to play Bayonetta after I beat it with touch controls on hard,
Oh God.
just to see if it's even possible. You know?
Well,
Probably.
good luck.
Probably. Anyway, I've also started Bayonetta 2. I've never played it before. I played the first one, but I've never played the second one because it came out for Wii U, and
And
who the hell bought it for that? But I had to have to say the graphics are obviously way more HD and looks great in handheld and even better docked.
Yeah.
So
Makes sense.
this game looks pretty good for how old it is and the port and everything, but Bayonetta 2, like it looks like they made it for the Switch already. It's pretty well
Well optimized, good
well
visually, and
optimized
that
for
kind of
it.
stuff.
Yeah, so prepare for that.
Cool.
I too have joined the Rainbow Six Siege train. I got standard edition and played a little bit with my coworker this week. I mostly did terrorist attacks. Terrorist hunt. Because you have to be level 5 in the game to do custom games, he wanted to teach me basic mechanics and just cycle through some characters to learn what the heck they do. So we were just doing a couple of those things. Some of them we lost on purpose because the scenario was effed. Like there was no way we're gonna win anyway. So he killed himself. And
I was actually able to do a terrorist hunt solo on Blitz.
Nice.
It was a hostage rescue, and holy shit, was that fucking hard!
yeah, I'm sure. Some of those guys like really come in, and yeah, it gets
Like even on normal difficulty, doing that shit on solo is not easy.
yeah, it gets intense. So yeah, I want to play more of that. Probably get into the actual game or the multiplayer.
Yeah,
See how that
it's-
is.
Yeah, you know.
I'm probably gonna get wrecked, but that's the whole point of.
I mean, that's how I
learning.
was. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that. Battle Right we mentioned already. The last one, Lost Sphere. I started playing it again because I was on the quote unquote last boss. I had to grind a couple more levels to beat him, and that took forever. That was such a pain because the area I was in, I was just cycling through the surrounding mobs there and just resetting that over and over. But I got 2 levels. It took about 2 hours to grind 2 levels from those things. But I beat the boss in one try as soon as I was at level 47, I think. However, I got credits, got an end save, and the game continued on.
So you're still not done with it?
Yeah, so like after you beat the boss, you get the credits and everything, and then it asks you, would you like to save? And then it says, would you like to end save? So I hit yes. And then it takes you back to the title screen. I'm like, okay, I guess that's it. And I loaded the game in just to see, and it's a whole new thing that started. The whole town, you wake up in a haze, like what the hell happened just now? And you have to find all of your friends because you don't recognize where you are. You're in some kind of like
Phantom World.
Do you carry over your stuff from your previous game?
Yeah, it was the same level. I had everything. It's like a new section of the game. You have to locate all your friends again. Then you find out more of the Final Fantasy ass story, where one of your party
Amnesia
members.
is a very common thing in
There's
Final Fantasy games.
and then one of the characters you thought was just a regular person is like, you actually are the moon.
All right, so now that we could probably say that you completed the game at this point. What would you
Yes.
rate it out of 10?
Well, considering I haven't played that many JRPGs,
Just your personal rating on it.
I'd probably give it a 7.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. I would say Final Fantasy Tactics is probably a 10 out of 10 and my favorite of any type of...
Advanced, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, such a good game.
Because Final Fantasy Tactics is also an incredibly good game, but that is a different game.
It was super
Final
deep.
Fantasy Tactics Advance.
It was good.
But I'm very curious of Octopath Traveler. When that comes out, I'm probably going to play that and see how that is.
I bet it's going to be fucking amazing.
Yeah,
But I don't want to overhype myself.
Yeah, the demo was really great, I thought.
Yeah.
And
I'm excited for it.
Cool.
yeah, I'm just not sure what this weird gear shift is into liking JRPGs, but whatever. I'll take it.
Yeah. It's kind of weird because I'm the opposite of you because I used to play JRPGs all the time. And I find myself less and less interested in playing super long games that require a finish, I am more into the multiplayer sessions.
Well, to be fair, I think Lost Sphere took 15 hours to beat.
Even then, it's I don't know. I just have video game ADD, man.
Well, I do too, which is why I'm surprised. I don't know what's happening.
But maybe you're gaining a new appreciation for the JRPG arts.
I think I am.
Maybe now you need to start watching anime.
Nier. I've never not watched anime, so that's not a problem. But Nier is a fucking good game. I just haven't gone back to this week. But
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Is that pretty much it this week?
that's it.
All right. Well, it is the end of the month. So are you guys ready for a review of next month's releases for the month of
Absolutely.
April?
Sure.
It's actually very, very short.
What do we
I
got?
can imagine.
It looks like it's about 10 titles total.
That's
Okay.
So starting
Sea
off,
of Thieves.
Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. I believe this is the sequel to Pillars of Eternity.
Never
don't know what
played
that
it,
is.
so I don't know.
All right. So, but I did hear Pillars of Eternity was a very good game. It's kind of like
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate, I want to say.
Yeah, I've heard that too, but again,
Yeah,
never played
I
it.
never
Not
played it either.
too interested.
Another game called Extinction coming out. Never heard of it.
Does-
It's coming out
Yeah.
for Xbox One, PS4, and PC.
Okay.
What is it?
I have no idea.
Oh.
I guess I could look it up right now.
You don't have to yet.
There's Extinction.
Well, maybe our listeners want to know what it is.
Extinction.
Can't just
Yeah, but-
say a name and then just
Well, I
drop
mean,
a name.
you
That's
know,
it. Done.
All right, let's see.
We can.
Let's see.
We could.
This is
Extinction.
our
Yeah.
podcast.
You're right, we
damn
could
it.
do that.
Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to yell into the mic like that. I believe this is that. No, it is not that game. Okay.
Okay, cool. So
Do
what's-
you guys ever remember watching that trailer for the game where you're in a kind of medieval city and then a huge ogre is attacking it?
No.
Oh, yes.
It might have been from E3,
Yes.
but it was literally a big ass ogre attacking a sandy looking city.
Yes.
Yeah, Extinction, the game about fighting 150-foot tall ogres, is out on. So it looks like a westernized version of Attack on Titan.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right. Well, yeah, I've never played this game, or I never really heard anything about this game, but it's apparently coming out this month, which is kind of a bad sign. I feel like this game had zero marketing. All right, Yakuza 6, The Song of Life. I'm not really into the Yakuza series.
Yeah,
I
me neither.
respect it for what it is,
Yes.
but it's not for me.
I hear it's a pretty good one.
Yeah. Or it's not that it's not for me. I just haven't played it.
Or again, for those who had the demo and currently still have the full game.
All right. Next up, Total War Saga: Thrones of Britannia.
Wow, I'm still not interested in any of these so far.
I mean, I know what this game is.
Yeah, me too.
It's a Total War game. I
Yeah.
just never really been into Total War.
yeah.
All right. Next is Metal Max Xeno for PS4 and Vita. I'm gonna guess this is like an indie game.
Probably.
If it's coming out for the
out
Vita.
Vita.
Yeah. Next, God of War.
Oh, yep. All right, there we go.
That's right, 420,
Yep, God of War
Blaze
420.
which is when Labo
That's-
comes
I've-
out.
I'm pretty
heard-
excited for this.
Yeah.
I'm hearing good things about it.
I'm hearing good things. The fighting mechanics don't have that same sort of flair like the arm blades with chains does, but they seem to have
Well, he's not a god
changed it
anymore.
up a bit.
And
So
also,
it looks pretty cool.
also the third person over the shoulder perspective really changes how the game
It really
feels,
does.
I think. So
It really does.
We'll see how that pans out, but I'm hearing good things.
Apparently, your son like auto attacks stuff.
Yeah,
you don't
he
have
helps
to
in
control
he
different
helps
everything.
you, yeah.
Yeah. Nintendo Labo Variety Kit and Robot Kit.
Yeah.
Well,
For-
considering I pre-ordered both
420.
of those,
Dude, I'm kind of excited to
Yeah.
see you play that.
video. Stay tuned.
well, we're gonna put a video of us putting it together.
Yeah, for sure. That sounds like it's going to be a good time. All right, next up is Adventure Time, Pirates of the Enchiridion.
They
might
none of
as
the
well.
Adventure Time games have ever been great.
I feel like most games that are based off of TV shows don't really appeal to me too much.
Yeah.
Can you
except for
name me a good one?
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles original arcade game?
Okay.
Hell
yeah.
yeah,
All right,
that
fine.
actually is good.
All right. Last one, South Park: The Fractured But Whole for Switch.
Cool, but
Yeah.
I mean it's been out for a while, so my hype's died out.
Yeah, pretty much the same.
Same opinion as last week.
Yeah, that's
So God of War and Labo.
Two probably the highest anticipated on that list. The only two games on that list really are
Yeah.
those two.
Labo I'm more just interested to see and play with, but God of War I'm actually like interested in the game. If that makes sense.
Doesn't he have some kind of like directionally influenced axe? Like you throw an axe and it comes back. It's
Yeah.
like a boomerang axe.
Well, yeah. You throw it, it like gets stuck in things, but you can like summon it back,
Yeah.
and it comes back towards you. I think.
well, yeah, that's pretty much it for new releases for next month. It's not too exciting other than God of War and Nintendo Labo.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah.
since it's the end of the month, do you guys want to talk about what your favorite game of the month was?
Oh,
We
yeah.
do that, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Oh boy.
Damn, for me, that's going to be hard. I'm going to have to say Rainbow Six Siege.
Okay.
But Fortnite very close after.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird to contrast that versus like a couple months ago where it's PUBG, Fortnite's a piece of garbage.
Yeah, like it was definitely like a knee-jerk reaction. Me thinking like, what the fuck is this Fortnite shit? Totally trying to. I mean, like, yeah, maybe
But
it
then
wasn't
they
cash
just
grab, but
threw support at
they
it.
support the shit out of that game, and I gotta respect that.
Yeah, fair enough.
What about you guys?
So my favorite's Into the Breach.
Fantastic game.
It's tactical. You have to think about your turns, but it's also not. It's not slow paced, but you can take your time.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
It just feels like every decision means a lot, and so you have to think about it a lot. But once you get it, you figure it out in your puzzle head, and it's just like, bam, done it. This feels good.
And I gotta say, I feel like the overall, like the number of systems they have in that game is actually
It's
not a lot.
surprise. Yeah.
It's not a lot, but there's a lot of depth to the systems they have.
Yeah, there's damage, knockback, and
like environmental effects.
and that's about it.
Yeah, or like different abilities sometimes, but like they're pretty straightforward. Yeah, it's a great game. It's a great game.
Yeah. So far, my favorite pilot is the one that just gives the robot armor.
Armor or shield?
Armor.
Okay, I haven't gotten that pilot yet.
No, that one's really good because like you can just give something with armor, and so he's just invincible.
Wow.
It's
So it's
just
like double
ridiculous.
armor? That sounds nuts.
I'm pretty sure that's how that
like
works.
it has to
but,
do
like,
at least 2 damage to deal him, or
Yeah.
it has to do more than 2 damage to deal damage.
yeah.
That's nuts. Wow. That's crazy. I really like the pilot I just got, which allows him to move through bugs.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah,
he's not like a main pilot. I like him as like a side pilot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
A side pilot.
You know, like
Well,
it's not
you know,
my,
you-
he's not my main bitch. He's my side bitch.
yeah. All right,
fair.
Tony, what are you playing and liking?
Mine's probably Bayonetta.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oldie but a goodie.
Yeah, just the way they ported it is great.
Out of 10.
12.
Okay, good.
Ooh.
Wow, that's
Bayonetta's
solid.
fucking good.
Dang.
Do you like it more than Mario Odyssey? Like,
No.
what would you give Mario Odyssey?
I don't like it more than Mario Odyssey.
So you would give Mario Odyssey like a 13?
Yeah.
Your scale is a
scale's
little. Yeah.
Well, so I
I
think
mean, they're different games.
Yeah, they are different games, but you can judge which game
Yeah.
you had more enjoyment from.
yeah.
No, but I have to say though, I think Bayonetta is a fantastic game, and I respect your answer.
Yeah, Mario Odyssey definitely. Like I said, it just makes me happy to play it.
Yeah.
So Bayonetta
It's satisfying.
Was fun.
is
Just
really
pure fun. Yeah.
Yeah. And there are
yeah.
a lot of raunchy things in there, which may make some people happy, I'm sure. But
Yeah, maybe next month you'll join me on the Rainbow Six Siege train as your favorite. Maybe you too, Matt,
Maybe.
since you just got it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give me that. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
like, I really wanted to like Fortnite. I do, but I haven't played it.
yeah, no, I think it's just something you kind of got to get used to. Like building is such a fucking hassle until like you get more of an idea. And for me, sometimes I still fuck up my builds, but
Yeah.
it's still not as bad as it used to be. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all the salt we have for us today. Thank you
is.
for joining us for another episode of the Control Salt Delete podcast. We will catch you next week.
We'll see you.
See you then.